Happy Saturday to the entire crypto fam. What it do? Lots to discuss. In today's show, nearly 1 million blockchain addresses now hodl over one Bitcoin. And check it, the March monthly closing price was 28,476, making for a strong monthly close. And quoting Max Kaiser, the high priest of Bitcoin, Bitcoin volatility reflects the fact that the global financial world is effed up. This is true. Price discovery. Preach. Also in today's show, Elon Musk requests dismissal of $258 billion Dogecoin lawsuit. I'll be breaking down this report, as well as more than 3,600 Bitcoin ATMs went offline to record the largest monthly decline. We'll also be discussing crypto exchange Bittrex to wind down its operations in the U.S. That's right. Please do take note. The exchange shared that all customer funds are safe, but advised that U.S. customers to withdraw their funds by April 30th, 2023. Also in today's show, the trader who predicted the 2023 crypto breakout says the Bitcoin chart looks absurdly good and shares his targets. I'll be sharing that with you, including his $37,700 target. We'll also be discussing breaking news. El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele officially eliminates all income, property, and capital gains taxes on technology innovations. That's right, this is major news. All technology innovations such as software programming, coding, apps, and AI development, computing, and communications hardware manufacturing will be exempted from taxes in El Salvador. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Welcome everyone just tuning in. This is podcast episode number 1238, and today is Saturday afternoon, April 1st, 2023. I'm your host, JV, and naturally we have lots to cover. So checking out the market, as you can see here on your screen, Bitcoin pretty even currently for the day, trading at around 28,400. We have Ether barely in the red, down 0.4%, trading above $1,800, while many of the alts are currently also correcting and in the red. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, we're still sitting under 1.2 trillion as far as the market cap, with 33 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, with the Bitcoin dominance back on the climb at 46.4% and the Ether dominance at 18.5%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, we have Anchor leading the pack, up 12%, trading just under 4 cents, followed by Shiba Inu, up 6%, trading at virtually nothing, followed by Zilliqa, up 5%, trading just above 3 cents. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past week, we have KAS leading the pack, up 17%. We got Sheeb up 6%, and Zilliqa up 5.7%. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index, we're currently rated a 61 in greed. Yesterday was a 63, last week a 64 in greed, and last month a 51, which is neutral. So there you have it. And again, welcome to everyone just tuning into today's live show. I appreciate all of your support. At the end of the show, we always do some live Q&A, so make sure to stay tuned until the end. And also, I'll be reading all the comments out loud, giving everyone the opportunity to get their comments heard. And yeah, now let's dive into today's technical analysis. Bitcoin's long entrenchment under 24,000 provided ample opportunity for the smaller hodlers to increase their position size. According to on-chain data, nearly 1 million Bitcoin addresses now hold over one Bitcoin. Where my long-term Bitcoin hodlers at? Make some noise. Much of which was accumulated between 2021 and 2023. According to the on-chain data provided by Look into Bitcoin, there are 991,670 Bitcoin addresses holding over one Bitcoin as of March 29th, a number that has risen consistently since Bitcoin's inception as more Bitcoin entered the network. However, that figure rose especially quickly after the collapse of the crypto exchange giant FTX back in November, from 915,000 on November 8th to 961,000 on December 8th. This event pushed Bitcoin price back down to 15.5, which is the current low for this cycle for the first time since 2020, likely giving dedicated hodlers a better chance. The stack sats, how many of you took advantage of that? Holla at your boy in the comments right down below. Now, manufacturers of individual crypto hardware wallets saw record sales in the days following the FTX bankruptcy, indicating a broad push towards individual wallets over centralized exchange wallets. That's right, because not your keys, not your cheese. Self-custody is obviously the way to go, and I would encourage all hodlers to look into it if you're not already holding your own private keys. This could also help explain the growth in smaller address balances, since exchanges often lump thousands of users Bitcoin together into one blockchain address at a time. And furthermore, blockchain intelligence firm Glassnode noted that at the time that the Shrimp's blockchain addresses with one Bitcoin have been added a record to 96.2 thousand Bitcoin to their collective holdings within the months since the FTX failure. And over the long term, the number of wallets hodling 0.1 Bitcoin, which is over 4.2 million wallets, and 0.01 Bitcoin, which is 11 million wallets, have also continued to grow. Meanwhile, the number of addresses holding 10 Bitcoin or 100 Bitcoin has remained relatively flat since at least 2018, since wallets with 1,000 Bitcoin have fallen roughly 20% since 2021. Now, according to data from CoinMarketCap, it shows only about 11% of the Bitcoin supply is held by entities with greater than 1% of all the holdings. This is a fairly small amount of wealth concentration compared to certain altcoins like Ethereum or Cardano, whose figures are 39 and 33% respectively. And in 2021, Coinmetrics analyst Nate Medri suggested that Bitcoin's more even distribution is due to its proof-of-work consensus mechanism, which incentivizes miners to sell newly minted coins onto the market rather than to hoard them. So there you have it. And how many of you currently hold at least one Bitcoin? Let me know in the comments. And we had a strong March closing price of 28,476 as Plan B, creator of the Bitcoin stock to flow model, points out here. And I shared this morning, a clip of Max. I wanted to quote him because it's a very powerful quote. Bitcoin volatility reflects the fact that the global financial world is effed up. This is true. Price discovery. Preach. And with that being shared, fam, now let's discuss this latest lawsuit for $258 billion involving Elon Musk. That's right. Pretty wild figure, to say the least. Elon and his lawyers reportedly requested a U.S. judge dismiss a $258 billion lawsuit filed by investors who allege he operated a pyramid scheme to promote the crypto Dogecoin, which is currently trading at 8 cents. According to an April 1st Reuters report, Elon's lawyers stated that the lawsuit against Musk filed by Dogecoin investors in June of 2022 was a fanciful work of fiction in Manhattan's federal court. On March 31st, Musk's lawyers explained that his support for Doge on social media, including comments such as Dogecoin rules and no highs, no lows, only Doge, was too vague to warrant a fraudulent claim. The lawyer stated, "There is nothing unlawful about tweeting words of support for or funny pictures about a legitimate crypto that continues to hold a market cap of nearly $10 billion. Musk's lawyers referred to his Dogecoin statements as innocuous, if I'm pronouncing this word right, and often silly tweets to convince the judge to throw out the multi-billion-dollar lawsuit. Musk was accused of driving up Dogecoin's price more than 36,000% over 2 years and then letting it crash, with it being alleged in the initial filing last year that he used his pedestal as the world's richest man to operate and manipulate the Dogecoin pyramid scheme. It was reported that the investors cited Musk's Saturday Night Live appearance in May of 2021, where he portrayed a fictitious financial expert and called Dogecoin a hustle as a reference point in the lawsuit. How many of you remember that when he appeared on Saturday Night Live, ultimately shilling Doge? And minutes after the television appearance, the price of Doge dumped more than 25%, falling as low as 50 cents from 66-cent highs at the show's start. Musk appeared to make numerous efforts to reignite people's enthusiasm for Doge following his television appearance. And how many of you remember, we're going to put Dogecoin on Mars or on the moon? This guy is full of himself, just FYI. No man has been to the moon. No man is going to the moon. The moon is not even a physical place to visit. We faked the moon landing, just FYI. If you haven't got the memo, look into it. Just saying. But anyways, fam, back to our story. He told Twitter followers just days after that he is working with Doge devs to improve system efficiency and that it could be potentially promising. During the market crash in March of 2022, Musk told his Twitter followers that he would not sell his crypto holdings, including Bitcoin, Tether, and Ether, my bad. So Bitcoin, Ether, and Doge. The lawyer representing the investors, Evan Spencer, reportedly stated in an email that we are more confident than ever that our case will be successful. Well, I think it's an insane amount to be sued for. I mean, is he even worth $258 billion anymore? Probably not, but nonetheless, he was absolutely shilling Doge, and as being the richest man in the world comes great responsibility. So I think he should be held accountable, at least partially, not for $250 billion, but maybe for what it's worth. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. Now let's discuss the declines of Bitcoin ATMs. which is alarming. Check this out. Contradicting the global growth of Bitcoin adoptions rate, physical ATMs dedicated to crypto fiat conversions are on the decline. In March alone, 3,600 crypto ATMs were removed from the network, bringing down the total ATMs to 33,727 in the decade since the first Bitcoin ATM was launched on October of 2013. Yeah, that's right, 10 years ago. The net change of crypto machines installed and removed monthly remained positive most of the time, implying that total crypto ATMs worldwide were steadily increasing. However, the trend is reversing according to data from Coin ATM Radar. And as shown right here in this chart, the net crypto ATM installations declined for 4 months between September 2022 and March of 2023. However, do note, with 3,600 crypto ATMs going down last month, March 2023 stands out as the month with the largest monthly decline, as you can see clearly in this chart, showing the number of Bitcoin machines installed over time, revealing the sudden drop in the total crypto ATMs. The significance of this reduction seems enormous, considering that the highest number of ATMs installed in a month was 2,048 back in January of 2021. And on the bright side, April broke the 3-month-long downtrend by recording 37 crypto ATM installations on April 1st, and current market leaders in manufacturing crypto ATMs are General Bytes, Bittrex, and Genesis Coin. After losing customer funds in a security incident in March that saw its customers' hot wallets access, General Bytes promised to reimburse the losses. Quoting them here from crypto Twitter, on March 17th to the 18th, 2023, General Bytes experienced a security incident. We released a statement urging customers to take immediate action and protect their personal information, and we urge all customers to take immediate action and protect their funds. And also quoting them here, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm actually curious how many of you have actually used a Bitcoin ATM before, and how many of you have a local Bitcoin ATM near you. I know here in Puerto Rico, as of last year, I started witnessing them in the local gas stations and convenience stores, and I'm seeing them pop up more and more often, which is a pretty good sign for adoption. But according to this, we're in a little bit of a decline here with new ATMs rising. So that's why please do let me know. Also like to point out in El Salvador, you can actually use Bitcoin ATMs without any fees. How cool is that? Whereas if I was to use a Bitcoin ATM, there's going to be a convenience fee. You know what I mean? That's how they make money with installing these machines. So it could be anywhere from maybe 5 to 10%. So do keep that in mind. Now, the benefit is there's no KYC, know your customer. So there's, pros and cons naturally to using Bitcoin ATMs, and obviously the fees being the big con there. But it is what it is. If you need access to funds, it may be the best option for you depending upon your situation. But with that being shared, fam, now let's dive into our next story of the day. Did you know that Bittrex is closing up shop in the United States? That's right. Check this out. I'll break this down for you. Crypto exchange Bittrex announced it will be winding down its operations in the U.S. due to a challenging regulatory and economic environment. The announcement was made on the platform's 9th anniversary, marking a bittersweet moment for the company. As quoting them here on Twitter, due to the continued regulatory uncertainty, we have made the difficult decision to wind down our U.S. operations effective April 30th, which means at the end of this month, all funds are safe and can be fully withdrawn immediately. So if you have your funds on Bittrex, be sure to remove them out ASAP and put them in your self-custody. Now, co-founder and CEO Richie Lai said that as the crypto ecosystem evolved, regulatory environments have become increasingly unclear and enforced without appropriate discussion or input, leading the uneven competitive landscape. This environment has made it economically unviable for Bittrex to continue its operation in the United States. So thanks to the regulators, at the end of the day, they're putting extreme pressure on these exchanges as the crypto crackdown continues. The company's founders decided to focus on helping Bittrex Global succeed outside of the U.S. Bittrex clarified that U.S. customers don't have to worry about the safety of their funds, as all their capital is safe and available for withdrawal. The platform shared that it will permit trading until April 14th, but advised customers to withdraw all funds by April 30th. And focused in 2014 by 3 cybersecurity engineers, Bittrex offered features like full-service API, near-instant atomic transactions, wallet infrastructure, and offline cold wallet solutions. Now, the winding down of Bittrex's U.S. operations is a reminder of the challenges faced by the crypto businesses navigating at an uncertain regulatory environment. On March 3rd, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse warned that the SEC's regulatory approach puts the U.S. at a severe risk of missing out on being an attractive hub for the next evolution of the blockchain and crypto innovation. That's right, the United States is getting left behind as El Salvador continues to thrive. In a Bloomberg interview, Garlinghouse suggested that the crypto industry has already started moving outside of the U.S. Facts, because the country's crypto regulation is behind other nations like Australia, Japan, the United Kingdom, Singapore, Switzerland, and the list goes on and on. So once again, if you have any crypto on Bittrex, be sure to move it out ASAP or forever hold your peace. And with that being shared, now let's dive into a very optimistic Bitcoin target for the King Crypto. As per crypto analyst Don Alt, he is a trader who predicted the 2023 crypto breakout. He says Bitcoin still has a lot more room to the upside, so full send it. Shall we? Synonymous analyst Don Alt tells his 500,000 Twitter followers Bitcoin can soon surge by nearly 32% from its current value of $28,500. And according to Don Alt, Bitcoin looks as strong as it continues its slow grind up despite a flurry of bad news over the past few days. Quoting him here, Bitcoin update changed the zones a bit. Generally looks absurdly good. Quite funny how the FUD of last week and the panic on Twitter aren't even visible on the chart. Goes to show you that most of the people are way too zoomed in. Facts. Now he's also referring to the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, CFTC's recent charges against the top crypto exchange Binance. Its CEO, Changpeng Zhao, better known as CZ, and the company's former chief compliance officer, Samuel Lim, involving a long list of regulatory violations. And according to the top crypto strategist, Bitcoin remains bullish as long as Bitcoin holds the low of around 26,500, which was set after the news of the enforcement actions broke. Quoting him again, the most important structure right now is the one we set on Binance, FUD. If we lose it, that'd be the first time over the course of this rally that bullish engulf bad news, lows get raided. Would be enough for me to think we'll cool down for a while as long as it holds up only. And checking out his actual tweet here with his targets, you can see resistance at 28,900, which again, we've already crossed about 29,200 as the high for this year. Support at 28,000, breakdown target 25,200. So that would be the line in the sand for a breakout, and the breakout target, once we break out, it's going to be $37,700. How many of you would be pretty ecstatic and optimistic to see a $37,000 or $38,000 Bitcoin price action? Let me know in the comments right down below. I know I would be pretty giddy, to say the least, especially, I mean, we're already up 72% for the year from the start January 1st to the end of March 31st. Not too shabby. The first quarter, this is one of the best performing first quarters in Bitcoin history, and it is, in fact, the best since 2021. Keep it in mind, 2021 was when we hit the all-time high in November of roughly $69,000. So could this be deja vu all over again? Let me know your thoughts in the comments right down below. And now let's break down our final breaking story of the day, and that's discussing no taxes in El Salvador and all technology-related industries, which is a massive deal. So massive shout out to Nayib Bukele. In fact, he shared this just 21 hours ago. He shared the actual bill, and on the bill, it ultimately says it eliminates all income, property, and capital gains taxes on all technology innovations. So let's break this down, shall we? El Salvador, the first country to establish Bitcoin as a legal tender, has decided to eliminate all taxes on technology innovations. The move runs parallel to establishing the National Bitcoin Office of El Salvador, also known as the Bitcoin Office. When legalizing Bitcoin on September 7th of 2021, Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele saw the technology as a means to counter hyperinflation and dependence of the US dollar. And over the past 18 months, El Salvador re-strategized Bitcoin investments and utilized capital gains in numerous instances to rebuild the nation. Let's go. And moving ahead with the strategy, Bukele believed in winding down tax requirements to expedite technological development. So while Sleepy Joe Biden is raising taxes in the United States, Bukele is eliminating them. Shows you the difference between a Bitcoin standard and a fiat standard, doesn't it? And as promised on April 1st, Bukele sent the bill to Congress and effectively eliminated all income, property, and capital gains taxes on technology innovations, such as software programming, coding apps, and AI development, as well as computing and communications, hardware, manufacturing. Now supporting the initiative is the establishment of the Bitcoin Office, a regulatory body for conducting joint initiatives with Bitcoin entrepreneurs and companies. And according to the association Bitcoin El Salvador, ONBTC aims to position the country and the world as a technological and economic power. Facts. And you can see Max Kaiser and Stacey Herbert over there making some big noise as well. And in addition to attempting a financial comeback, Bukele's ongoing efforts to reinvent El Salvador include promoting tourism, countering terrorism, and building regional business hubs. At the start of 2023, El Salvador passed legislation providing the legal framework for the Bitcoin-backed bonds called volcano bonds, all thanks to Max Kaiser. So shout out to the high priest of Bitcoin. The terminology of the volcano volcano bonds is derived from the Bitcoin City location, which is set to become a renewable crypto mining hub powered by hydrothermal energy in the nearby volcano. Let's go volcano bonds. Bring it. So let me know your guys' thoughts on El Salvador and how many of you are actually contemplating relocating and moving out there and becoming a resident and taking advantage of their amazing tax laws in this Bitcoin country. Let me know in the comments right down below. And now let's dive into some live Q&A. I'm going to start from the top and start reading everyone's comments out loud. I appreciate each and every one of y'all's support as always, fam. Factoid, today, April 1st, 2013, Bitcoin was actually $104. Can you believe that? That's right. So 10 years ago, $104 Bitcoin price. Like, whoa. Welcome Selling with Twins. Welcome SpongeBob. Appreciate you tuning in. Steve Kingston says, lovely, embrace the mouse. Hover over the G spot of YouTube and hit that like button. Turn the icon on. Feel the wave of pleasure. Wash over at the intimate experience. Oh, baby. Let's get it. Regardless how they acquired it, U.S. government is now on the record for selling Bitcoin. This is a huge development in adoption. Gonna have a hell of a time coming after it now. That's right. For those of you who missed the memo, in yesterday's episode, I broke down that they seized the Silk Road Bitcoin from a very long time ago, and they started to sell it earlier in last month, early March. They sold a batch, and they had an additional like 40,500 Bitcoin they were selling. Justin's son made an offer. If he can get a 10% discount, he would buy it all up. The price point would be roughly like $1.1 billion or something of that nature. So that's what we're referring to, just FYI. And if you missed yesterday's episode, be sure to check it out. Yeah, regardless of how they acquired it, the U.S. government now, yep, agreed, Dan, and welcome, good morning. Breaking news, the SEC is holding exposed by hacker. The SEC is the largest hodler of Dogecoin. Gary Gensler has to answer. Is that a fact? Wouldn't that be some ish, to say the least? I made it back in time. Welcome back, Digital Dankness. I appreciate your continued support as always, fam. The Fed would have Elon by the short hairs. Word up. Steve says INJ is flying right now, going to be turned into real estate investment into the future. Word up. Dan says, my luck, I'd move to El Salvador and Bukele loses the election, undoing everything done in the past 2 years. Weird. It seems so familiar. Can't place it. I guess you're referring to Trump with Biden. Aloha, Ellen. You getting snow and freezing rain. Welcome, Steve. Welcome, Ellen. Yeah, JV sounded so confused in yesterday's stream with the new digital, me being MIA. Oh, that's right. So instead of digital, I see that you guys are changing usernames to trip me up. Wife said it a long time ago. I will watch the replay. Well, I appreciate your support from you and your wife, Michael Volkman. Much love. What's good, Dankness? Always a pleasure. Good to see you in the building. I'm going to be reading this stuff out loud. Today is April Fool's, so be careful out there. April 1st, there's a lot of tricksters out there. JV, in yesterday's show, you spoke about the BRICS using gold and other valuable minerals. They were referring to lithium. There is plenty in southern Africa, in the poorest of countries. Thanks for letting me know. Very interesting stuff. I did not know that. Ain't that something? A currency backed by lithium? Is that a scarce commodity or asset, by the way? Been great, my friend. How about you? Good to see you, OG Backroad Crypto Bootleg. Always a pleasure when I see you. Bricks being thrown at the Fed's glass house. Word up. Yeah, man. I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. What's your prediction on Dogecoin? Says Godson. Honestly, I don't have any prediction on Dogecoin. If I had one, I'd be happy to share it with you. I'm not a fan of Doge, to be quite honest with you. I look at Elon as someone shilling Doge, and I saw potential in the price pumping only because Elon was shilling it. Besides that, I mean, I would never use Doge personally. I'm not an investor of Doge. I've never invested in Doge. I have zero interest in Doge. I'm not even a fan of meme coins, to be dead honest with you. So, you know, I don't really have much thoughts on that. I think if Elon continues to shill it, it's going to have great success. If he stops shilling it, it's going to have probably going to collapse. This is my opinion. You know what I mean? But you guys let me know what you think. The U.S. will charge you an exit fee, says SpongeBob. Word up. Ellen says, I'd like to go to Mexico by car and then go to Mexico City and catch on a plane. Shank and Back says, I'm out Western North Carolina, Winklesboro racetrack. I would hear the cars. The track is opening up again. I need to get some neighbors. Word up. We have heavy rains and wind. It is actually even windy here in Puerto Rico today, but always lots of sunshine, so I cannot complain. Digital Dankness says 10,000 per machine and 3% to the property owner. 3% is not bad at all if that's all the fees are. That's fantastic. I assume it'd be much, much higher than that. As a typical ATM from a local bank is typically going to charge like 3% in that ballpark, right? You know what I mean? Yeah, about 3,000 to 5,000 per month during the tourist season, 500,000 to 1,000 in off season. Word up, talking about the ROI of the ATMs, Crypto Bad Fox. We have Bitcoin ATMs in malls and around in Houston, Texas. Good to note. And for those not in the know, you can download an app like, I think it's Bitcoin Radar or Bitcoin ATMs, or just Google it, and you can get a list of all the ATMs in your area. Because I was actually shocked even years ago, like, before I moved to Puerto Rico, I'd check in Florida, crypto ATMs, and there was quite a few I didn't even know existed, and I wouldn't know existed unless I checked on the app. So literally there's thousands of them floating around out there. So there's a good chance there may be a machine near you. Gemini has not returned my crypto accounts yet. That sucks to hear. Are you referring to Gemini Earn accounts or just typical Gemini Exchange accounts? Please do clarify. You know what I mean? SpongeBob says, I bought Ether, Cardano, XYO, I don't know which one that is, and Doge and several others when I first got in, sold it all except Bitcoin after getting wise about the altcoins 100%. BTC, that's what's up. Glad to hear that. I own some sheep, says Ellen, word up. I do in some day or zero bags, says Shank, Dogeless and smiling, word up. FOMO, fear of missing out. I warned everyone about Doge. I still got some at the high. That is hilarious. Drooling, says Steve. Some hacker looking to SEC lies, word up. Yeah, man. I mean, April 1st, 2013, literally 10 years ago and today, Bitcoin was trading at $104. Let that sink in. And if we compare gold, where was the gold price a decade ago on this day? Probably close to $2,000, maybe a couple of hundred less, if that. So it just goes to show you the greatest appreciating asset in human history is Bitcoin, because there's nothing else like it. It's perfect money, to say the least. You know what I mean? Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. You know what I mean? Godson, thanks. JB Rock, spread the love. I appreciate that. Much love. We'll like to host you here. You're doing a great job. Thank you, Godson. I appreciate that. DJ says, love your channel from island of Malta, the Mediterranean Sea, Blockchain Island. Love to hear that. Shout out to Malta and shout out to your spot over there, to the whole island. When are you coming to Dubai? Good question. I've never been to Dubai. I'd personally love to visit. I look at it as one of the most advanced places on the planet. So is that where you're from or is that where you're living? Please do let me know. And you never know. If I do visit, I'll let you know. Lithium is used in all of the new batteries for solar system, hence lithium iron batteries. Very expensive stuff, says Sailing. Good to note. I didn't know that. Lazarus, welcome, says, wow, $104. Why didn't I pay attention back then? Great question. What were we doing 10 years ago? What were we so focused on? You know what I mean? Planting tomatoes, arugula, spinach, and broccoli. Love to hear that. So you got your own garden out there. Good stuff. So even in the snow, it's okay. Your plants are okay and surviving. I'm a Bitcoiner. I suggest MicroStrategy as a Bitcoin play. Word up, Sander. Thank you for sharing. And shout out to our fearless leader, Michael Saylor. Gold up 2% in 14 years. Boom, there you have it. I believe has made a big cup and handle. Check it out. If 2% gains in 14 years impresses you, you already know the asset gold might be for you. But if you're looking for bigger gains, life-changing gains, look no further than the King Crypto. Keep it in mind, the upside versus the downside. We have already established a 69,000 all-time high back in November of 2021. For the cycle low of, in the past few months, we hit, I guess in November of last year, we hit 15.5 as a result of the collapse, defunct exchange. And then we started climbing right back as if that never happened. And right now we're heading on up. The fundamentals of the network are looking stronger than ever because you got to look at the hash rate. The hash rate continues to make new all-time highs. They say that the price action is a lagging indicator to the hash rate. So as long as the hash rate continues soaring, you can expect the Bitcoin price to follow, kind of like in its shadow. You know what I mean? Inside planting, JV, very smart. Good to note. I take it you probably have some special little space to do that in to make that all a possibility. I can't afford Dubai, says Ellen. Inside planting, yeah, good stuff. Gold is up 2% in 5,000 years. Oh my God. Ellen, corn, green beans, and tomatoes, can them up and rotate crops every year. Canned 290 pounds of beets last year. Good Lord. Don't have to grow beets for years. That's fantastic. I know beets are extremely good for you as well, so more power to you. But with that being shared, fam, now for a recap of what I covered with you here in today's show, we discussed a lot, including the latest technical analysis, including nearly 1 million blockchain addresses now hold over 1 Bitcoin, to shout out to all the Bitcoin whole coiners. We also discussed we had a very strong monthly close for March at 28,476, and now we're in the second quarter of the year. Also shared a quote from Max Kaiser: the Bitcoin volatility reflects the fact of the global financial world, which is effed up. This is true. Price discovery. Also shared the latest lawsuit of $258 billion with Elon Musk regarding Dogecoin. Also shared with you that more than 3,600 Bitcoin ATMs went offline to record the largest monthly decline, as well as crypto exchange Bittrex to wind down operations in the US. So make sure to get all of your crypto off their exchange ASAP. We also discussed the trader Don Alt, who predicted the 2023 crypto breakout, says the Bitcoin chart looks absurdly good, and shares his targets, which include $37,700, and also shared breaking news of El Salvador President Nayib Bukele officially eliminating all income, property, and capital gains taxes on technology innovations. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next?